square off tonight, and the second matchup of the season. And of course, tonight is senior night, and we will be honoring David Goa, the senior out of North Carolina. He's been an excellent bright spot for this basketball team. He's been their best defender, a consistent starter. He's been top 5 in minutes every season he's played since his freshman year. He has 526 career points, John, and he's been a good scorer. This season, he's averaging 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists on 37% from 3. Now, John, I know we watched him all season, and he's an excellent defender. Just speak to how important that defense is to this team.
You know, the defense is truly important. What I really see from David Goa this season has been he's really a passing guy, glue guy, and he can get the team back in good spirits when they've been on a bad run. And I see him in the huddle, in the locker room. He's truly one of those guys you want on your team.
Definitely. Being the captain this year as a senior, he's been an excellent bright spot just from a mental standpoint for this team. He's been out there coaching his guys up when Coach Barr isn't necessarily screaming at him. He's been talking his guys. He's been clapping. He's been defending, chirping. He's been coaching his guys, and everything that he can do to just make an impact on and off the court has been great. We will also be honoring Wesley Carnes tonight. Wesley Carnes, a few games ago, passed the 1,000-point career mark, and we'll be doing a special ceremony for him at halftime. But, John, just speak to a little bit on how Wesley's offense has just been one of the greatest scoring seasons ever for West Coast.
Yeah, West's offense has truly improved since last year. You know, at the beginning of last semester as a freshman, he started off very cold, not very efficient. And as he got settled in, he began shooting better. He really took the leadership position on this team. He's been a great scorer. He can score any way really he wants, and he's been a great leader on this team.
Definitely. We've seen him go on some absolute heaters, and that guy can go unconscious from anywhere on the court. Well, we'll be right back. Grab a snack, grab your family, huddle around the couch, and we'll be right back for some West Coast Eagles basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Walker Center for tonight's Senior Night, 2025 Senior Night. Thank you so much for coming out to tonight's game. At this time, we'd like to direct your attention to center court as West Coast Baptist College Vice President Dr. John Getch presents our Senior Night Ceremony Award.
David Goa, and thankful for David. He has played for the Eagles from 2021 to 2025, and thankful for his career here. David was saved on May the 8th in his freshman year in high school, and surrendered to the ministry at a youth conference later that year. David, after graduation, plans to become youth pastor of the Dove Creek Baptist Church in Athens, Georgia, and get married later this summer. Excited about that. David's life verse is Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 23, where it says, "Am I a God of near, saith the Lord, and not a God far off?" So let's congratulate David on this senior night. Let's have a word of prayer, and we'll have our national anthem. Father, thank you for David and his dedication to this sport and his dedication to the Lord Jesus Christ. We know that all of us are here tonight only because of you and the fact that you were willing to leave heaven and come to this earth, die on the cross, be buried and rise again the third day so that we can have eternal life. And I pray that you would be honored and glorified most of thankful for David and his testimony. We're thankful for these fans that come to support this game, and thankful for Bethesda. We pray you bless both teams and coaches and fans and our officials tonight. May it be an evening that brings glory and honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Now, fans, we ask that you would please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we open tonight's game with the honoring of our country, active and retired servicemen, with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome West Coast Baptist College student Faith Tam as she performs tonight's Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red, the bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Faith Tam. And now it's time for the starting lineups. Let's meet the visiting Lion Angels from Bethesda University. Starting at guard, senior number 0, London Bamford. Starting at guard, senior number 1, John Paul Petit. Starting at guard, sophomore number 15, Tariq White. Starting at forward, sophomore number 20, Kevin Enriquez. And starting at forward, junior number 50, Eric Dorado. Eagle fans, it's time to get on your feet. Time to meet the starting lineups for your West Coast Baptist Eagles. Starting at guard from Fort Morgan, Colorado, sophomore number 11, Wesley Kahn. From Phoenix, Arizona, starting at guard, junior number 10, Austin Pace. Starting at forward, the man in the middle, from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, number 42, Zach Clay. At forward, from Bakersfield, California, senior number 23, Franco Morata. And starting it out, senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, number 35, David Goa. And the head coach for your Eagles, Joey Barra. Eagle fans, it's time for West
there you have it, your starting lineups. We are off. If you didn't catch that, for Bethesda University, number 0, London Benford will be starting at the guard position. John Paul Pate will also be starting, number 1. Number 15, Tariq White will be starting at that 3-4 spot. Kevin Enriquez will be starting at the 4. And for the 5, Eric Gallardo Jr. will be starting as the man in the middle, jumping it up with Zach Clay, number 42, 35, David Goa, our senior, honoring tonight. Franco Murata will be making a start tonight, 5th-year senior, as well as Austin Pace and Wesley Carnes. And our star Wesley will be honored at halftime for his scoring prowess. Getting ready to go here, Zach Clay. John had a good game last time he played, 8-1. Not too bad. Hoping to see him get another good game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Barra, I think with the addition of Franco in the starting lineup, really just wants to see that rebounding. They got to make sure they black out. They want some size down in the paint. And they got to run their set efficiently.
We have a stoppage in play. We'll set the shot clock to 23. And John, I think you're absolutely right. I think Caleb Luthi, he's a good guard, but the addition of Franco will give them some more size, especially on the interior. David Goa will have to play out a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And Caleb Luthi, honestly, the last few games hasn't been shooting the ball as well as he would like. And I think Barra really wants to give him just a change of scenery right now, have him come off the bench. He might be a little more comfortable in that role.
Wesley Carnes D'ing up on number 0, London Benford. Gallardo will pound it down inside. And Patek for 3, off left on that attempt. David Goa with the rebound, secures it. And Bethesda is not electing to go full court press just yet. It is early. We know West Coast has spent some time being pressed. Zach Clay off on the layup there.
And those are ones he's got to make. He's really got to focus on making those nice baby hooks right there.
And we know Zach Clay, he can make those. He's just got to get a little bit more extended. Patek with the miss. Wesley Carnes will secure the rebound. No full court press as well. Zach Clay operates on the baseline, takes the mid-range fall away. Not really his shot. It's good to see him get an attempt up. Benford takes it off. Gallardo gets the ball inside. We have a travel. Shuffled his feet there, but good defense on the interior by West Coast.
And even though we saw a travel there, West Coast has really got to watch their weak side defense. They don't want to get caught sleeping on that baseline. They're going to get a lot of easy buckets with Bethesda if West Coast allows that baseline to get open.
And we saw that last game versus San Diego State where they got killed on the weak side with weak side threes. San Diego State had 20 made. Wesley Carnes will pull from deep. He'll be short on that one. Zach Clay will get the long rebound. Gets it back to Wesley. David Goa will get it back to Wes.
The offense is looking a little bit stagnant right now. We want to see more pick and rolls going.
Wesley Carnes gets the pump fake, takes the mid-range pull-up, long on that attempt. Number 20, Kevin Enriquez secures the rebound, takes it down for Bethesda. Benford will operate, gets double-teamed by Wesley Carnes, David Goa. And Patek will pull the 3 long on that attempt. And the ball there almost got stuck on our shot clock. 0-0, 2 minutes into the first half. No fouls, no timeouts. It seems like the refs are letting a little bit of physicality go between both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we want to see out of the refs on this game. We want to let them play. We don't want this is those ticky-tacky fouls.
Definitely always good when we get to see our guys play and not get in foul trouble, especially on a team with limited players. Wesley Carnes gets it off to Franco. Wes will get it back in the corner. Thought about the pull-up. Zach Clay wasn't ready for the pass. But it'll remain West Coast basketball. Bethesda, tough break there.
And that's good vision from Wes, and also a really good awareness just for Zach Clay to make that cut there. Just got to finish the play next time.
David Goa will take the step back 3 and cashes it in for his first shot of the game.
And how fitting for him to hit that 3, the first point of his own senior night.
And he's not just a 3-and-D guy. He's a leader. He is much more than just a 3-point shooter. We've seen him take some drives and play excellent defense, and it's good to see him get that on senior night. Number 15, Tariq White, will be off on that attempt. Long. And we'll put 14 on the shot clock. The ball did not hit the rim. It kind of looked like it did, at least from my vantage point. Benford will receive the ball. And he steps out of bounds. Good defense from West Coast.
Yeah, so far the West Coast defense has been absolutely excellent. They're getting out to their spots and clogging the paint. That's really what you want to see out of them.
David Goa averaging 12 points on the season from 37% from three. It's good to see him get one going early. Wesley Carnes remains scoreless so far, but we know he can go on a heater, and West Coast will look to get involved. Great cut from David Goa, and just short on that reverse layup attempt. Pate catches. He'll work the ball around, gets it to Benford on the left wing. And it seems like West Coast is playing a high 2-1-2 with the trap up at the top. Bethesda's having a rough time penetrating. And number 20, Enriquez, will hit.
Yeah, and that's going to be the weak spot in the 2-on-2 is the wings and the corners. They got to get out there quickly.
Definitely. That weak side, like you mentioned, has been open. It was just a matter of Bethesda finding it and getting their shooters ready. David Goa gets the ball from West, takes another three, and he'll hit his second three of the game.
David Goa.
Austin Pace plays some good defense on Pateg on the left wing. Wesley Carnes has a light trap. Franco gets out to the weak side. David Goa with the steal, and will get it off to Wesley Carnes. Wesley will go down, and he'll miss the easy two. And that'll be Bethesda ball, but it looks like it didn't go off of Austin Pace's leg. Not sure about the call there.
You know, that's not the outcome they wanted in that transition offense, but that's what they got to get to. That's when they're at their best, when Wes is at his best. So when he's in that transition offense, we can get easy threes and easy layups.
Personally, I think Wesley should have used the backboard. Elected for the lay-in there, but didn't get it to go. Benford gets it at the mid-range. He'll drive in. Gallardo will take the pull-up midi, and he'll cash that one in. Awkward looking shot from the big man, but it goes. Wesley will dribble down the court. And John, tell me, how is this 2-1-2 making it hard for Bethesda to get what they want offensively on the inside?
Well, you know, it looks like they're playing number 50 Gallardo because he's a big body in there. They don't want him to get easy layups anymore. They want to keep him out on the wings, make him hit shots.
Alex South has just checked in for Franco Murata. The addition of South will give West Coast some three-point shooting. Zach Clay takes a turnaround jumper. Short on that attempt. Austin Pace gets out on Pateg. Julian Newman set to check in for Bethesda, along with number 23, Edward Spencer. Julian Newman scored 4,000 points in high school. Excellent scorer. He can light it up. Looking to make a name for himself in his college career. Austin Pace will take the wide open three-point jumper. Good to see him get a look, but he's off right short on that attempt. Caleb Luthi set to check in for Alex South. Alex South not getting too much burn. West Coast going a little smaller.
Yeah, and you got to think that they're going with a smaller lineup to get out. They want to run faster, I think.
Caleb Luthi with an excellent steal, and he'll take it in for two.
And that's exactly what I was saying. They want to get those steals in transition.
Great defense from the freshman. Not having a great shooting season so far, about 32%, but we know he can score, shoot the three. He's a little bit of a jack of all trades, and we have another steal by West Coast. Austin Pace will get it to David Goa. Looking for a pick. Zach Clay not sure what to do. Wesley Carnes gets it to Austin Pace. Pace up high off the window for two. 10-5 lead for the Eagles. 13.5 minutes to go in the half. Spencer lines it up for three, and he'll be off on his attempt. Gallardo just bigger and taller than everyone, and he'll get the N1. Going to the charity stripe.
Eric Gallardo scored the basket.
And Zach Clay's going to need to be a little bit bigger, box out a little bit more on Gallardo. Gallardo's about 6'6", got a few inches on Zach Clay. And Gallardo will drain his first free throw of the game. Timeout for Bethesda. And John, we see that West Coast is playing that high 2-1-2. And they've had an issue with Gallardo. Gallardo's got 5 points so far for Bethesda. How can Zach Clay really take advantage of that matchup and win it?
Well, you know, Zach Clay, he's getting beat on the weak side because he's being forced to get out and run to the wing. They gotta rotate better, get their smaller, quicker guys out to the wing. Let Zach Clay be the big guy he is inside. Let him stay in the paint, box out, be the bully down there.
Definitely. That's what you want from your big guy, to be an enforcer.
Absolutely.
Have those rebounds. But it'd be really bad news if Gallardo started hitting a few threes. Zach Clay or Alex South would have to stretch out to that three-point line. It would just open up the space inside for Bethesda to get whatever they want.
You know, so far, I got to commend Coach Barr's game plan. It's really looking a lot better than it was last game. This team killed us last time with the 2-3 offense, and I think they're doing a much better job containing and forcing them to take tougher shots this time around.
Right, it's looking good early. We'll see if they can sustain that for a full 40 minutes. I know David Goh is a little bit more juiced on senior night. It's good to see him get a steal, a couple threes go down. Caleb Boothie will handle the rock up top, looking to get it to Wesley Carnes. He's scoreless so far, gets blocked by Gallardo.
Eagles basketball out of bounds.
Good rejection for the junior. West will inbound the ball. Gets it to Caleb Boothie right through the hands of Spencer. Caleb Boothie trying to get it away from his hands. And Wesley Carnes is looking to take a shot here. And good pass from Zach Clay. Goes right up into Gallardo. Count the bucket. He's going to the charity stripe for one.
Foul number 50, Gallardo. Goes on for the Eagles for one.
Great drive and great finish by Wesley Carnes. That'll be Gallardo's first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's the exact play right there that makes the West so great. Just the ability to finish through the contact and get the and one to go. Amazing job.
Off on that first free throw. And we know he can score on anybody. He's just one of the greatest pure scorers West Coast has ever seen. Gallardo tries to get it off to Spencer. Does so, and he goes right over the top of Zach Clay. Zach Clay's got to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it looks like he just fell asleep back there.
Wesley Carnes isn't handling the rock as point guard too much, looking to play more off ball. Caleb Boothie has been doing some of those point guard responsibilities. And Wesley Carnes will pull from deep, and he'll be just short on that attempt. Newman flies down the court. Almost a flop there. And he's got Zach Clay out on an island, shoots right over him, short on that jumper. And Wesley Carnes secures the rebound. Takes it right in on Enriquez. Gets it out to Caleb Boothie. Right back for the corner. And Wesley Carnes gets stuffed down low by number 15, Dariq White. Enriquez will drive. And that'll be an N1 call for Bethesda. Tie ball game, 12-12.
Kevin Enriquez. Foul number 42, Clay. Go to line for Bethesda. Number 20, Kevin Enriquez.
And this lineup for Bethesda, they're quick. And they have a couple shooters. You know, Spencer hit a few threes the last time Bethesda played here. Julian Newman didn't have such a good game, but we know he's a quick point guard. Enriquez will hit his first free throw. And he'll sub out. Number 13, Miles Soka will check in, along with number 5, Michael Henry. Soka and Henry both had decent games last time they played here at West Coast in the Walter Center. Zach Clay will post up on Gallardo. Gets it off to David Goa, wide open. And David Goa cashes in for his third three of the game. 15-13, Eagles lead by 2. Soka gets it off to Gallardo in the corner. Back to Spencer, and Spencer will be long and off on that attempt. Awesome pace, just out-rebounding Michael Henry. Julian Newman with the defensive assignment on Wesley. Gets the ball to Zach Clay. Wesley Carnes commanding his team out there. Zach Clay posts up Gallardo again. Gets it to Pace. Pace thought about the three. Elects to give it to Wesley instead. Wesley will be off. And he hasn't been shooting the greatest this game. A little cold so far. And John, what's one way that West Coast can really mitigate the not as much scoring prowess from Wesley as he's been scoring tonight?
You You know, I think he's getting used to playing off ball a little more. We see Luthi and Goa handling the ball a bit more. I think you just have to let him settle in a bit. And you know, I think the key is you want to work the ball around more. It's been just a little pass it to Zach in the post, kick it right back out. You got to get some of those handoff and pick and rolls going a little bit more.
We know Coach Vara likes to introduce that Spain pick and roll. Those two guys up top, either pop or roll on that pick and roll. And it'd be good to see Wesley Carnes be able to score off that or get a couple of assists to some of those guys down low.
Absolutely.
Our first media timeout. We have our West Coast media team bringing some people to the court, play some games. Always a good time in the Walker Center. Join us if you can. If you're traveling, thank you for being here with us. If you're watching our live stream, thank you for tuning in. And Jason Jorkin just nailed a half-court shot. And Justin Peel nailed one back-to-back. Some free Raising Cane's gift cards. I could go for some Raising Cane's right about now, John.
Yeah, me too. That Caniac combo, calling my name.
Speaking of chicken, David Goa with 3 threes. Absolutely eating every defender he can so far.
That's right, that's right.
Good to see him get aggressive on senior night.
Goes to the line for Bethesda, number 13, Miles Soka.
Miles Soka will go to the line. After a tough and one.
You know, I see Newman still in the game, and he's been applying a lot of on-ball pressure to Wes. We'll see how Wes handles that going forward, but so far, Newman's gotten the best of him.
Soka will hit the second three, 15-15. 10 minutes, 50 seconds left to go here in the first half. David Goa guarded by Spencer. Spencer getting a little physical. Zach Clay gets it in the post, looking to post up on Gallardo. Caleb Luthi out on the wing. He'll be long on that attempt. Gallardo with the rebound. Newman wide open for 3, and he'll hit that attempt. 3-point lead for Bethesda. Spencer out on David Goa. And number 14, Joshua Abrams set to check in the game. He posed a problem for West Coast last time we played him. Zach Clay wasn't ready for the cut, but he'll get fouled on that attempt.
Foul number 23.
Zach Clay's been able to get it in that short post and be able to work and back his guy down, but he's electing not to go up for the shot. If he's not hitting shots, John, how else can he impact the offense?
Well, you know, he's a big body down there. He can always seal off on those guard drives, and like I've been saying, on defense, he's got to be the anchor. But overall, he's a big impact in this game, and he's got to step up.
Zach Clay will miss both of those from the line. It'd be good to see Zach Clay maybe pick away for one of his guards. Soka drives it inside, gets it to Henry for the mid-range. He's off on that attempt. Soka gets the rebound and goes right up in over Austin Pace. Abrams gets another offensive rebound. That'll be off the leg of Austin Pace. Bethesda will remain with the ball.
Basic.
Coach Balion yelling at Abrams to shoot the ball. West Coast would not want that guy to get aggressive. He's got a good floater. Some offensive tools. Henry getting swarmed by David Goa and Zach Clay, and Soka wide open in the corner for 3. 2 back-to-back threes. Jump the lead to 21-15, 6-point lead for Bethesda. And the 3-pointer killed West Coast in their game against San Diego State. San Diego State made 20 3-pointers in that game. Caleb Luthi dancing with Julian Newman. Julian Newman strips it from Caleb Luthi. Gets it to Soka. And Wesley Carnes will get the steal. And Zach Clay almost had the ball taken away from him by Henry. Zach Clay posts up again, gets a backdoor cut for Wesley, and Wesley with the acrobatic finish. John, speak to Wesley's cutting this game, how important it's been.
I cannot believe he's operating so well off the ball right now, and Zach Clay with a terrific pass there.
Julian Newman, second three-pointer of the game.
He's going to make those when he's wide open. West Coast guards have got to step up there.
And the three-pointer becoming an issue here for West Coast. Coach Vara went to a man-to-man defense late in their game against San Diego State.
Kickball, possession remains with the Eagles.
I was electing for Coach Vara to go with that man-to-man defense, but he stayed with his own. Alex South will check in for Zach Clay. And how can South, what is his impact on offense? How can he help this team so far, John?
Well, South has got to make sure that he can find the cutters when they make their cut. I know he doesn't like to work inside as much, but he's got to find a way to make the right pass and not turn over the ball.
Alex South shooting almost 40% from three a game. So he's a good shooter, too. They can play some five-out offense with Alex South if they need to. Solka will be wide open for three. And they'll call a foul on that attempt. And I think Solka sold the call. I don't think they quite made that much contact on him.
Foul number 11, Arms.
It'll be a 4-point play. 27-17, 10-point lead for Bethesda. And Solka hit a few threes the last time Bethesda was here.
Timeout on the floor. Media.
So we know he can light it up from deep. We have our second media timeout of the game.
Text to answer 661-494.
And John, if I'm Coach Vara, offensively and defensively, our offense is stagnant, our defense is having problems guarding shooters. What's maybe one way on either of those fronts where we can mitigate and just go on a run?
On offense, I think it'll come. I think they just have to keep running their sets well. Don't get too stagnant. Don't get caught up. Just run the offense. On the defensive side, they have to get out on the wings and contest without fouling like we just saw. They got a defensive rebound. They got to contest well.
And personally, I think part of that will come with a man-to-man offense. I think that'd be able to get them out and stretch their defense a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the man-to-man would be smart here, especially they have some bigger, slower guys too, so they don't have to worry about Zach Clay and Alex South getting burned. They can really set up and let their guards go to work. Don't let them get those dribble penetration and kick out threes anymore. We don't want to see that anymore.
Man-to-man requires a lot of trust. This is a young team,
Absolutely.
First-year coach. These players are still, even at this point in the season, learning to trust each other on defense and on offense.
Yes.
Letting some of their bench guys take some threes. Letting some of their role players take some shots they're maybe not accustomed to. We saw Zach Clay get a couple mid-range jumpers, and he's not usually taking a ton of those a game. And even him shooting some threes, it's also about trust, and it's good to see those guys attempt to trust each other and build some chemistry.
Yeah, and absolutely. As I was watching the end of the last game, I saw Wes, and he looked very frustrated. Not necessarily at anyone specifically on the team or his coach, but he's just frustrated at the way the season has gone. But from what I see from him this game is just that he's trusting his teammates a lot more. He's trying to make the right play, and I think that's going to do him a lot of good going forward.
Solka will hit that free throw, completes a 4-point play. And Wesley Carnes is a winner. He wants to win, and he wants to do his best for this team. It's always good to have someone like that in your corner. Wesley Carnes will dance on Solka, testing his defense out there, working off ball a little bit more. David Goa gives a jab step to Solka. Solka did not bite. David Goa looked like he had to step on Solka, backs it out. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Wesley's got to work. And he's short on that three-point attempt. Not a very good offensive possession for West Coast. And number 22, Travion Lee, just bullies his way inside for two. He had 30-plus the last time Bethesda was here. David Goa hits a step-back three.
Another one!
That's his fourth three of the game. David Goa, very good three-point shooter. Henry gets it in the mid-range, gets the floater. He'll be off on that attempt. Solka on the inside. Gets it out to Lee. And Lee will be short on that attempt. Abrams just going over the top of Luthi.
Yeah, and I think that should have been an over-the-back call right there. He was definitely boxing out. Number 14 kind of jumped on his back. Really should have seen a call there from the refs.
Abrams just snatched it over Caleb Luthi. Ball doesn't lie, though. He did miss the shot. David Goa will shoot another three. And
he's on fire!
Of the game, David Goa lighting it up from deep. Have yourself a night, senior. Julian Newman will pull from deep, and he'll be off right on that attempt. David Goa with the rebound. And West Coast has gone on a little run, 23-30, Bethesda with the 7-point lead.
And just like that, West Coast is back in this game.
It'd be good to see West Coast get a lead at halftime if they can. Travel by Caleb Luthi. Alex South will check out of the game. Zach Clay checks back in. Hoping to limit Abrams a little bit on the athleticism front. Caleb Luthi will guard up on Newman. And West Coast is sticking to that 2-3 zone. Henry on the baseline. Nobody was there to block out or get the pass. David Goa commanding traffic out there. David Goa gets a pump fake, sidesteps, and gets another three-pointer. David Goa is on fire.
He's single-handedly keeping them in this game right now.
And
That's
David
his
Goa
fifth three.
does not want to lose on senior night as Julian Newman hits a heartbreaker mid-range jumper right over the hands of Austin Pace. David Goa wants everything, and Julian Newman whistled for the foul there. Julian Newman visibly upset with Caleb Luthi. Thought Luthi was holding him a little bit. Number 4, Amari Chappell has checked into the game. And Bethesda going a little small right now. Abrams, their biggest guy out there. Zach Clay has about an inch on him and about 100 pounds. Wesley Carnes will take a crack at the offense. Solka playing smothering defense. David Goa thought about the three, pulls in for a mid-range, just short on that attempt. Little heat check for the senior. And Lee will pull from left side three. He'll be off on that attempt. John, speak to how David Goa's three-point shooting has just kept West Coast in this game. Why it's so important for this team?
It really has. You know, West hasn't scored as much as he usually has to this point yet. And Goa's been absolutely essential in this offense. You know, but he can't sustain this type of shooting for the rest of the night. West Coast has got to figure out how to put some points on the board outside of David Goa.
Julian Newman pulls from deep, long on that attempt. He's an excellent ball handler. And you're right, if David Goa has made half his threes, this is a very different game. Caleb Luthi will be guarded by Chappell. Gets it into the corner for Clay. Wesley Carnes will pull from way downtown, and he'll be short on that attempt. Wesley Carnes gets the cut, and he was fouled by Lee.
And you know what I just saw from Caleb Luthi there? You know, he's a little bit frustrated, I can tell, going up the court. He's been arguing with Coach Vara a little bit, but right there, getting that offensive rebound, that's how you keep your head in the game. Doing the little things, doing the hard work plays, the glue plays.
And him and Coach Vara have had their differences at times in this season, just being first-year freshmen and a first-year coach trying to establish some chemistry. But it's good to see them. It's good to see them building a brotherhood and building that chemistry as a coach, and they definitely trust each other. Caleb Luthi has earned the trust and respect of Coach Vara. Awesome pace with the emphatic rebound. Wesley Carnes will take it down, go right in, kicks it out to Caleb Luthi. And Luthi will get the three-point look. Ultimate trust from Coach Vara. Great pass by Wesley Carnes. It's good to see the freshman getting that scoring column.
Yes, sir.
5-point lead for Bethesda. Playing good defense on Newman. Newman gets it in the corner for Solka, and Solka with the heartbreaker three right there. His third of the game.
You know, West Coast has got to figure out how to put a string of stops together right now.
London Benford set to check in the game.
It's been bucket after bucket for Bethesda, and they really got to figure out if they should go to man-to-man, stay in the 2-1-2. Another turnover there.
Great pass by Wesley Carnes. It was off, and Abrams looked like he got fouled going up. Gets the lane, 10-point lead for Bethesda. West Coast is going to have to do some digging if they want to be able to cut the lead before halftime. 2:40 left to go, 39-29 Bethesda. Wesley Carnes pulls up for three. That'll be offensive foul on Zach Clay, though. Another turnover by West Coast.
Those are the little things. Zach Clay, he's got to figure out how to get set on that pick. You know, we've been struggling with these type of turnovers all year long. And going into the next season, we want to see this team get better, limit the turnovers more. I think that could greatly help them.
Averaging an astonishing number of turnovers at the beginning of the season. That mostly in part due to the lack of poor chemistry. It's a very young team, very new team. We've seen them greatly limit that turnover. Turnovers have been stacking up a little bit here in the first half. And Lee will be whistled for the travel. Good to see the refs calling it both ways. And number 10, Teo Thomas, will get his first run in the game as Solka checks out. And that's one thing for Bethesda, that they have the luxury of having a super deep bench with a lot of guys to play. West Coast limited. No Jacob Castro tonight. Wesley Carnes barely sneaks it into, Caleb Luthi barely sneaks it into Wesley Carnes. And Wesley Carnes muscles it up and in. Gets a good pass from Austin Pace, doesn't get the bucket to go. Benford right past David Goa. And Lee will be short on that three-point attempt. Good rebound by Austin Pace, and we'll have a foul on Lee.
Foul number 22, Lee. Second personal foul, 6-team foul.
Number 30, Leo Stroish, will check in for Lee. Franco Murata has checked in again for Zach Clay. West Coast going a little smaller. What does this smaller lineup provide on offense and on defense for this team?
You know, I've been seeing a lot of passing and cutting between David Goa and West, and I think they really want to lean into that passing and cutting offense and try and get those easy layups. You know, they don't really have a lot of size on the team to begin with, so I think going this route will provide an extra boost on offense.
Number 35, Goncalo Claro, has checked in for Bethesda. David Goa pulls a three again, airballed that one. And he'll get another. He's not done with his scoring. Stifling defense, but they call a foul on West Coast. And that foul will be on number 35, David Goa.
And you know, he met him up top with the ball, but I think the refs might have seen that lower body contact. You never want to see the defender kind of run into him with this lower body. They're going to call that every time.
I think you actually could have called that either on Austin Pace or Franco Murata, at least from our vantage point. Seemed as though both of those guys went up for the block as well. Tough break for our senior tonight. 1:18 left to go, 29-39. Bethesda's up 10. Make that 11. Benford hits his first free throw of the game. Benford will hit the second three. Wesley Carnes had 42 points in his last game against San Diego State, but he's struggling here in the first half. David Goa, meanwhile, has had a very good offensive performance so far. Franco Murata will get it into the corner for Luthi. Gets it out to David Goa. 8 seconds on the shot clock. West Coast will have to work quickly. Caleb Luthi will pull from deep, and he'll hit his first three of the game. pretend Teo Thomas drives inside, off on that floater. David Goa will secure the rebound, gets it to Wesley Carnes. Wesley Carnes gets fouled on that layup attempt, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and that was Wes's first bucket of the night right there. Going into the half, I want to see Wes get have some more confidence in his teammates, but also be willing to take those shots, and hopefully he'll make a little more this second half.
We'll look at the stats. I'm curious to see how this team is doing. You know, David Goa has a plethora of threes. Wesley Carnes hits the first free throw. That foul was on number 35, Goncalo Claro. Bethesda up 8, 30 seconds to go. Bethesda now up 7 as Wesley Carnes hits the second one. Bethesda will do their best to get a good shot. Benford up at the top. Teo Thomas back in. Number 30, Leo Stroish long. David Goa gets the rebound. David Goa gets it back to Wesley Carnes. Wesley Carnes will go in for a layup and one! Excellent bucket by Wesley Carnes. What a play by Wesley Carnes. 1.8 left on the shot clock. Goes up, contorts his body, and gets the and one. And he's come to life. As soon as I said he hasn't had an excellent scoring half. And he'll be short on that free throw attempt. Teo Thomas does not get a shot off. And we will go into the halftime. Bethesda, 41, Eagles 36. 5-point lead for Bethesda. And an entertaining first half. David Goa going off. And we will be right back with some halftime stats. Go over some of the key points in the first half. Thank you for joining us. Don't go too far. Grab a snack, grab your family, and we'll be right back for more Eagles basketball.
Make your way to center court if you're participating in our halftime competition. We've got 2 male contestants and 2 female contestants. The females, ladies, you're going to be on this side. Men, you're going to be on this side. You're going to have 30 seconds to score 11 points. 30 seconds to score 11 points. Okay, layups count for 1 point. Free throws count for 3. 3 points count for 5. Is that clear? All right, layups 1. Free throws are 3. 3-pointers are 5. All right, ladies go first. Who do we got here? Who's our first contestant? Natalie! Let's hear it for Natalie. She's got 30 seconds. Here we go, Natalie, when you're ready. Start in 3. Only one at a time. One contestant at a time. 3, 2, 1. Cheer Natalie on. Oh, she's got 1 point. seconds. 4 points. 5, she's going slow and steady. 4 seconds. 5. Time is up. Time is up. All right, let's go to the guys' side. Here we go. Who's our first contestant? Brian. All right, here we go, Brian. 11 points, 30 seconds. Here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Uh-oh, struggling out of the gate. This is for free Raising Canes. All right. He's got 3. 3 points, 4 points, 9 seconds, 5 seconds, 5, 6. All right, he's out of time. Here we go. Back to the ladies' side. All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Here's 1. There's 2, 3, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, she's just short. Oh my goodness. She's just short. All right, here we go. Who's our last contestant? Scooter. All right, Scooter, here we go. 30 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. He's going for the 3-point, which is actually a 5-point shot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, Scooter. 2, 1. Oh, runs out of time. Great job, contestants. Let's keep cheering on the Eagles in the second half. Good job, guys. Let's go, Eagles.
Welcome back to your West Coast Eagles broadcast. If you didn't join us for the first half, my name is Tim Chappell. I'm joined with my co-host, John Galbraith, and we're here with some halftime stats. Some notable things to go over from the first half is Bethesda had a 13-point lead, John, and West Coast cut that down to 5 before halftime. Speak to the heart and the grit that West Coast needed to get this lead within 5.
Yeah, absolutely. A 5-point lead going to the half, it really is nothing. West Coast can easily come back from that. 13's a different story, though. And just the heart and the grit that they showed those last 3 minutes with West getting, I think, all of his points in those last 3 minutes, that's huge. They're still in this game. They have a fair shot to win this. The game's still wide open.
Wesley Carnes had a kind of rough first half, and seems kind of ironic him getting honored for 1,000 points. He was 4 of 15 from field, 1 of 6 from three-point range, 2 of 4 from the free throw line for only 11 points, 2 rebounds. He is leading the team with 3 assists, and he is second on scoring to David Goa with 18 points, 6 of 6 from 3 in the first half. Speak to David Goa's offense and how that's been carrying West Coast tonight.
David Goa on his senior night, 6 for 6, 18 points. What a night for him. It's been truly amazing to watch, and I'm so happy for David Goa on a special night to play like this. It must be an amazing feeling for David Goa and for the team.
And this team will definitely miss their senior and their captain. Good to see him going off and becoming a youth pastor at a church in Athens, Georgia. It'll be good to see him go and grow and even help build a basketball program over there for that church.
Yeah.
Bethesda shot 45% in the first half. West Coast shot 40%. And John, how about you speak a little bit about Bethesda's defense and how they've been able to translate that in whole West Coast?
Yeah, Bethesda, first of all, I want to touch on, they've played all 15 players in this game. And what they've been doing is they've been having a guy just shadow West, follow him around the court the entire game, and that's part of the reason why West has been 4 for 15 right now. He sees on-ball pressure wherever he goes. So that part of their defense has been excellent. Really, their rebounding they've out-rebounded West Coast a little bit, but the rebound has been good. They've been playing good on-ball defense. They've been playing good help. Overall, it's been a good showing for the Bethesda defense.
We're ready. We'll see how this second half goes. But right now, will you please turn your attention to center court as we honor Wesley Carnes.
At West Coast Baptist College basketball, Wesley Carnes, in his second year of competition, has reached the 1,000-point milestone, and we have a presentation for him. His parents are here as well. Let's congratulate Wesley on this milestone.
Congratulations, Wesley Carnes. Let's give him one more round of applause.
Good to see Wesley Carnes getting honored, having one of the best pure scoring seasons for West Coast Baptist College. Coming into tonight's game, he was a total for 1,039 points. He's averaging 33 points per game on the season. A truly incredible scoring season for West Coast. Going back to some of our halftime stats, looking at the stat sheet for Bethesda University, Julian Newman and Miles Soka leading the way in scoring for Bethesda. Soka has 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. He's 3 for 3 from three-point range and 3 for 3 from the line. It's good to see him get some free throws to go down, and Miles Soka being aggressive on the offensive end, as well as Julian Newman. Julian Newman hasn't had an extended role while he's been with Bethesda, and he's had 10 minutes, as many as all of the starters, and it's good to see him with 8 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Speak to how even Bethesda's guards have been playing good defense on Wesley.
They absolutely have. Like I've been saying, they've been shadowing him, following around the court. They're quick. They're feisty. They're going to get their hands in the passing lanes, in the dribbling lanes. And so far, they played really good defense. I do see on this, Bethesda has had 28 bench points to West Coast 0 bench points. And we know, going back through this season, West Coast, their bench isn't their strong suit. But really, Bethesda and their bench, that's their strongest point. They can cycle in guys. West Coast has got to find a way to not get so tired to keep up with them.
It'd be good to see even the likes of Alex South or Franco Murata get a couple threes. Alex South shooting north of 40% from three on the season. Be good to see him get a couple looks to go down. He had 2 made threes. He's 2 of 4 from 3 against San Diego State. And it'd be really a big boost off the bench to give West Coast some scoring. West Coast shot 8 of 15 from 3 in the first half. Bethesda 6 of 20. And we're looking to see if West Coast can keep up that trend and hit some more threes, especially for number 35, David Goa, our senior. Austin Pace will inbound the ball. Starters back in for Bethesda. And they will look to get it off to Wesley.
And it seems like they're operating off a rehearsed set in this first possession of the half.
Zach Clay looking to get a pass. Good cut from Wesley Carnes. Right to the hoop. Off on that attempt. Continuing to struggle on the night. Benford gets it off to Gallardo. To number 20, Enriquez. And Enriquez will get... Enriquez up to 8 points on the night. Zach Clay gets it to David Goa. David Goa looking to get another bucket here. Wesley Carnes gets another good pass, goes right up and gets fouled.
And that's the fouls that he's been looking for. If he can begin to draw fouls in this half, he's a good free throw shooter, and they can get back in this game through the foul game.
Definitely. Shooting about 83% on the season for Wesley Carnes from the free throw line. That foul will be on number 50, Gallardo. And if Wesley Carnes can cut down the lane, what does his driving and cutting provide for West Coast offense?
Yeah, I mean, he's great at drawing contact, finishing through the contact. When he drives, he's gonna get Bethesda to commit fouls, and when they do, he's gonna have free throws. He's a good free throw shooter. He's gonna sink them, and hopefully it'll stop the clock and allow him to get back in this game.
West Coast was 2 of 6 from the free throw line in the first half. Bethesda was 7 of 7. Wesley Carnes missed 2. Zach Clay missed both of his attempts. But we do know that this team isn't terrible at free throws. You know, they've made their free throws on the season. As a team, they're shooting about 68%, which isn't anything great, but considering how many they shoot and who's shooting them, it's pretty good, especially for such a young team. They have so much room for improvement, so much area to grow. It's going to be an exciting few seasons watching them come up, trying to compete for a championship. Wesley Carnes will hit that first one. Be good to see him get to the line. His jumper isn't going right now. He's only hit 1 3. If he can get some free throws, it could really open up his game.
And it looks like West Coast is in man defense right now. That's the change that we were looking for in the half.
Enriquez misses everything on that attempt.
It makes an immediate impact as Bethesda starts out with an air ball.
Enriquez didn't look like he got much air on that jump shot. Pateg will step out of bounds on the recovery. Wesley Carnes will take it inside. He'll be stripped. It'll be off his chest.
Out of bounds, Eagles basketball. Correction, Bethesda basketball.
London Benford handling the point guard duties on the night. Julian Newman backing him up. Benford gets it into Pateg in the corner. And Gallardo, being guarded by David Goa, turns it over. And Wesley Carnes off to the races. Go right up for 2. Should have been called for a foul there, as number 15, White, just came right into him on the layup. Gallardo working on Zach Clay. White kicks it into the corner back to Gallardo. And White will take the mid-range jumper. Long on that attempt. Wesley Carnes secures the rebound.
And that's another good defensive stop from West Coast. That's the change that we needed going into the second half. If they continue that type of defense, they're going to win this game.
And it's a 4-point lead for Bethesda. West Coast doing their best to chip out this lead. Zach Clay gets it out to Wesley Carnes. And Wesley Carnes will be just short on that attempt as it bounces long. And he needs one to go down. As soon as West sees one goes down, he can go off at any minute. Gallardo working on David Goa. And Gallardo falling out of bounds. Called a timeout. It'll be Bethesda timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Eagles basketball. Out of the timeout, Joshua Abrams, number 14 for Bethesda, will check in the game. White will inbound the ball on the baseline for Bethesda. And Zach Clay does a good job cutting off the middle on that pass attempt, gets it to Benford. Benford will have to take the floater. Wesley Carnes grabs another rebound, and he is leading the team in rebounds so far. And Zach Clay gets blocked on that attempt, but we have a foul.
It's really as simple as that. West just drove to the lane, dropped it right off to Zach Clay, and he got a foul. It doesn't seem too complicated, but if they can keep doing that, you know, this game is still close. Only a 4-point lead. They're going to get in this game.
That was good to see Zach Clay get aggressive, not look for a kick out or anything like that, as he'll hit the first free throw.
Going forward, I want to see Zach Clay go up strong, finish to that contact. I know he can. He's a big guy.
They climbed his back. If they didn't call a foul call, I would have been upset too if I was on that bench for Coach Vara. Coach Vara and Wesley Carnes both looking at the refs, raising their hands until they made the call. 2-point lead for Bethesda. The Eagles are cutting it down, trying to make this game as competitive as they can. Pate gets it off to Abrams. Abrams will go right up for two. 45-41, 17 minutes left to go in the second half. And Zach Clay will get the jumper. David Goa almost had the steal. Benford, he played good defense by Wesley Carnes. Enriquez will go for the floater. David Goa with the excellent defense and was able to affect that shot.
And how valuable is Zach Clay down low when he's making shots? He can absolutely change this game.
Caleb Boothie almost had an open look. Bethesda D'ing up good on him. Zach Clay gets the ball again, gets it to David Goa. Goa back to Wesley. Bethesda's playing tight, 3 seconds to go. Austin Pace has to shoot it. Luthi from deep. And Luthi off on that attempt. Not a great offensive possession for West Coast right there. Abrams will be stripped by David Goa. It'll be off on David though. Coach Vara yelling at his team to go to Zach Clay early in the shot clock. Have Zach Clay be a little bit of a playmaker. Abrams right over Zach Clay. Gets it to Enriquez. Enriquez. His scoring coming to life here in the second half.
You know, the great college coaches of this game of basketball, there's one thing in common with all of them, and they stress rebounding. If this team can't get rebounding under control, they're not going to have great success going forward.
Like you said there, Zach Clay went up for it, lost the handle. And he'll be fighting for that rebound. It should be Eagles basketball. Number 10, Teo Thomas, set to check in the game along with number 5, Michael Henry. Coach Vara taking a 30-second timeout.
Timeout on the board. Timeout.
Good to see him get a reset,
30
calm down his guys. It's
timeout.
always good to see a little fire on a jump ball.
And number 35, David Goa, looks absolutely gassed right now. I think this timeout will do them some good, just help them catch their breath, get some water, and keep up with this humongous rotation of Bethesda, all 15 players playing.
Definitely. They have the luxury of playing as many guys as they need to, not worried in the slightest about foul trouble. Meanwhile, West Coast has to worry about things like fatigue, foul trouble, injuries. You know, one guy goes down and that hurts their rotation deeply. Speak to how West Coast can just play through some of that foul trouble, plays through some of that, and just show some heart out here.
You know, I see Zach Clay has 3 fouls right now, but so far in this half, he's played really good defense. He's gone straight up on his contest. He hasn't drawn another one in this half. And if they can avoid the fouls, they're going to be okay.
Like you said earlier, be good to see Zach Clay get some buckets. Checking in for the game in place of Austin Pace is number 21, Alex South, giving a bigger lineup for West Coast. Number 11, Cameron Mahon has checked in the game. That'll be the first time he checked into the game. Teo Thomas receives the inbound from Enriquez. Gets it into Abrams. Abrams gets a good pass to Mahon and passes it. Excellent offense. Gets it to Enriquez for the deuce.
And Goa looks like he's hurt. He's hobbling up.
Hopefully it's one of those things where you can just walk off. It'd be devastating to see David Goa get injured in his senior night.
They
game.
absolutely need him in this game.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Alex South will shoot his first 3 of the game and cashes it in. Great to see the freshman get a bucket in the second half. Enriquez will take the mid-range jumper, and he'll cash that one in. Enriquez pulling the offensive weight here in the second half.
And Coach Vara might consider a change at that low post there. Goa has been getting he's been getting passed around, and he's allowed a few buckets down there. But Zach Clay, the big man down low.
Great pass from Wesley Carnes into Zach Clay. 3-point lead for Bethesda. Zach Clay scoring coming to life as well. Good to see our 2 bigs getting some buckets here. And Enriquez takes that mid-range jumper. Bucket will stay here. Coach Vara barking at his team, telling them to communicate on defense. Always a good thing. How important is that communication on defense, John?
Yeah, absolutely. This game, we've seen them communicate well at times, but other times not so well. And going forward, they have to communicate well. David Goa applying some excellent on-ball pressure right now, but they got to communicate on the help defense. The help defense is what's been killing them.
Mahon shoots a 3. Awkward-looking jumper there. And Henry barreling over play. Teo Thomas takes a mid-range, and he'll hit.
And once again, the offensive rebounds lead to second chance points.
Teo Thomas will guard up on Wesley Carnes. David Goa getting involved in the action. There's that playmaking from Zach Clay that they're looking to do. And Teo Thomas gets a steal, looking to get it to Henry. Mahon will go up, and he'll get the layup. Athletic finish from Mahon. 7-point lead for Bethesda. And West Coast, you're right, John, they do look a little tired right now. 13 minutes left to go in the second half, though. But it is a very defensive-oriented and gritty half. Caleb Luca gets it back out to Wesley Carnes. And Wesley hit short on that one. Still struggling offensively. Be good to see him get a bucket. Teo Thomas from the corner. He'll be long on that attempt. Abrams tried to throw it back in.
They got to be looking to push the ball here.
We have a foul on number 10, Teo Thomas. Wesley Carnes did a great job using his body, shield the contact, and go right up. He'll head to the line for 2.
Comes line for the Eagles, number 11, Wesley Carnes.
Wesley Carnes, 3 of 6 on the night from the free throw line. Uncharacteristic of him. Make that his 4th. Austin Pace has checked into the game for Zach Clay. And now Alex South will have to do some of that playmaking for West Coast.
Yeah, you don't want to see Zach Clay out for too long. He's been absolutely essential down low on offense. Alex South just hit a 3, though, and we're going to see how he chooses to operate in the offense, whether he's going to stay out on the wing or he'll post up down low.
We have a foul on Caleb Luthi. Caleb Luthi, he gets a couple of those a game, some statement fouls.
Yeah, and you really don't want to see those fouls in the open court. You know, sometimes you got to take them just to slow down the game, but right there, I don't know if it was the smartest decision by Luthi.
And Mahan goes right up, gets it to Soka. Mahan again gets the athletic dunk off a pass from Miles Soka. And this is a big athletic lineup for Bethesda right now. Wesley Carnes dancing with Teo Thomas. David Goa guarded by Henry.
Carnes is getting absolutely swarmed right now.
Caleb Luthi spots up in the corner. He'll be long on that jumper, misses everything. Austin Pace, excellent hands, and Wesley Carnes will go uncontested for 2. And hopefully that layup will open up his scoring repertoire. Be good to see him get a couple threes go down, change the momentum for West Coast.
Yeah, and that was big. That bucket was big to slow the momentum, stop the run on offense.
Caleb Luthi playing good defense on Soka. Soka gets by him. Caleb Luthi whistled for his 2nd foul of the half.
Foul number 12, Luthi.
That'll be his 2nd foul overall.
This Bethesda lineup right now is very big, and if the West Coast guards can rebound quickly, get it in transition, they could be able to get a few easy buckets here.
Zach Clay matching up with Abrams. Abrams posting up on Wesley.
Offensive foul. Eagles basketball.
We'll have an offensive foul on number 14, Joshua Abrams.
Yeah, and Abrams looked like he didn't like that call, but he's been doing that really all night, and it's about time that the refs start calling it.
Nice break for West Coast. They should try their best to capitalize on this possession. Caleb Luthi gets it to Zach Clay. It's a mid-range look, and Zach Clay will go up for the layup. Misses on that attempt. It was close. It's what you wanted to see from Clay. Teo Thomas will take it in. And 1 for Teo Thomas. Zach Clay coming right over to try and smack it.
And wow, what a hang and finish by Thomas. Like, that was an insane move. And it looks like West Coast takes a timeout.
Bethesda has just been doing a great job with their rotations, finding guys to come in and make offensive and defensive impact. It's interesting to see West Coast is continually faced with a new look. I just wonder, John, what do those new looks on offense and defense, how do they cause havoc for West Coast?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with because every player in this Bethesda lineup is similar in that they're all athletic, they're all big, but they have different games. Some of them are shooters, some of them can drive, some of them are big and can finish around the rim. So West Coast has got to know when to adapt and how to adapt. And so far, they've been doing an all right job. They're only down by 7, but they got to figure it out.
Definitely. And that change in offensive and defensive philosophy for Bethesda proves critical for West Coast rotation and decision-making for Coach Mara. You know, you put in Alex South and Zach Clay, but then they'll match up with a smaller lineup that's full of shooters and athletic. You know, you have even smaller guys like Julian Newman who can come out and control the tempo of the game.
And you know, Newman played well in the first half, but we haven't even seen him in the second half yet. You got to wonder what coach is thinking not playing Newman.
Interesting choice. I do wonder. I'm sure he'd be a good fit and he'd be a good addition for this athletic lineup. He played good defense on Wesley Carnes in the first half. And Wesley Carnes, we know, can go unconscious at any time. It'd be interesting to see if they put in a three-point threat at guard.
And he shot it well in that first half too, but right now it looks like we have all over 6-footers on the lineup for Bethesda right now. They're running the big lineup. They want to finish around the rim, get those easy buckets, offensive rebounds, and second chance points.
We do have number 11, Cameron Mahon. Zach Clay will have to be guarded by him. Mahon just had a dunk earlier. Very athletic big. About 6'5".
Yeah, and he's going to be a problem for Clay, but Clay has the size to back him down and do what he wants down in the post.
Teo Thomas hits that free throw, completing the three-point play. Bethesda has stretched their lead now to 8. West Coast has had chances to cut the lead with some momentum, but they haven't been able to do so. David Goa gets the ball stripped and taken. Teo Thomas will go in. He'll lay that one in. Teo Thomas with a quick 5-0 burst of his own. 10-point lead for Bethesda. 10:45 left to go. And if Wesley Carnes is going to get hot, now is the time to do so. David Goa will get a look at 3. And just off on that attempt.
Bethesda on a 5-0 run right now. West Coast has got to stop the momentum going forward.
And I believe that's David Goa's first shot attempt of the half.
Yeah, he's kind of gone quiet in this first half, and I bet you it's due to him being tired, just simply being tired.
Austin Pace with the block there. Scramble for the loose ball. Soka recovers and gets the deuce to go. 64-52, Bethesda up 12.
And Barra frustrated with West right now. He's saying he didn't box anyone out. The guards have got to make sure they're boxing out too.
That rebounding as a team is crucial. David Goa thought about the 3, gets it to Wesley Carnes. West will pull from deep, and he'll be off on that one. Rough shooting night for Wesley Carnes. Has not been able to buy a three-point look.
And the big man,
Mahon, way off on that three-point attempt. Gets it to David Goa, Caleb Luthi. David will pull up for 3, short on that attempt. Soka gets it into the corner for Teo Thomas. David Goa with the good defense. Thomas just excellent athleticism and recovery. Tips it to Abrams for the 2.
and Bethesda picking up half court right now. It's really causing the West Coast offense a lot of trouble.
And Bethesda with a 14-point lead. Eagles have got to go offensively. Zach Clay thought about a 3, was looking mostly to pass that one. West Coast working it around. Wesley Carnes will have to take a contested shot. Gets it up and in for 2. Henry dancing on Austin Pace. Soka in the corner. He'll be long on that attempt. David Goa secures the rebound. Wesley Carnes out there settling down his team, commanding traffic.
Wes out there telling them to slow down, be relaxed, and run the offense.
Number 23, Edward Spencer, coming to check in. Had a good game against West Coast. And good pass to Zach Clay. Zach Clay being patient, goes up for 2.
The beautiful pass to Zach Clay. That's been Wes and Zach's game all night long, just the drive and the drop-off.
Good to see Zach Clay getting aggressive offensively. Wesley Carnes commanding traffic out there.
Foul number 14, Abrams. Third personal
That will be on
foul.
number 14, Abrams.
Timeout on the floor.
Julian Newman
Media.
checking the game.
Timeout. Text to answer 661.
We have another media timeout. Don't go anywhere too far. 7:45 left to go in the second half. We'll be right back with Eagles basketball.
Leading scorer NCAA men's basketball. Scorer of all time 661-494-6078. The NCAA men's basketball all time leading scorer. So the last trivia question was Coach Mike Krzyzewski from Duke basketball, all-time winning coach of all time.
Edward Spencer and Julian Newman have just checked into the game. Wesley Carnes will inbound.
Yeah, West Coast down by 10 right now, but that's not a huge lead in this type of college basketball. A few shots from West and they're back in this game.
Definitely. Or a la David Goa has had the hot hand tonight, has missed both his three-point looks in the second half. Be good to see other guys like Alex South get a couple threes. He hit one not too long ago. Zach Clay gets it. Wesley Carnes wide open in the corner for three. Gets his second three of the game.
And what a play from Coach Barra. Absolutely amazing work. The screen for West in the corner, and he hits it.
Right on cue, just as you said, a couple buckets from West. Good to see if that unlocks his scoring.
And we see a revitalized defense for this West Coast as they're applying the better on-ball defense, but a cheap bucket down low, really, for that one.
Dale Thomas just sneaking in behind all the West Coast defenders for two. Edward Spencer was long on that three. Hasn't seen as much action as he did the last time he played West Coast. Pace will take it inside. Alex South thought about shooting the three. Gets it back to Wesley Carnes.
We got 3 on the shot clock, got to put it up.
And just off on that attempt from Wesley Carnes. Julian Newman will handle the rock for Bethesda. That high 2-1-2 we saw in the first half is back. And Henry just goes right up and past everybody. Count the bucket and the foul.
And this West Coast defense is really just getting beat off the dribble right now. They got to pay attention. It's really just about hard work.
Alex South picks up the foul there for West Coast. Henry completes the three-point play, pushes the lead back to 12 for Bethesda. Goa looking to pass it. Wesley Carnes just got a little shoved by Thomas. Push to the ground, and Mahon gets the steal. We have a foul by David Goa.
And that was a frustration foul from David. He committed a bad turnover back there, and fouls number 11 going up. That's not the type of foul you want to see.
Definitely not. Consistently, especially for your best defender on the team. Probably we could understand why he's frustrated. Mahon hits the first free throw.
Caleb Luthi checking back in. I presume for Alex South, they might run with the small ball lineup here.
Wesley Carnes averaging 37 minutes a game. It'd be interesting to see if Caleb Luthi checks in for West. Give West a chance for a break. And Zach Clay
another bad turnover.
Gets the ball stripped. Teo Thomas will take it in. Behind the back pass to Henry as Henry goes up for two. 15-point lead for Bethesda, their largest of the night. Gallardo will check in. And David Goa with the three, off on that attempt. And another turnover by West Coast. Austin Pace into the hands of Teo Thomas. The refs say that goes off White.
Timeout on the floor. Timeout.
Coach Barr will call a timeout. 5:06 left to go. Bethesda up 74-59, 15-point lead. John, can West Coast claw their way back and see victory in the W column tonight?
You know what? West Coast is always in it. They have a great coach, great players, but for this one, it's going to take a lot to get back in this. West is going to have to start shooting the ball better, really. That's what it comes down to. He hasn't shot well at all this night. David hasn't shot well in the second half, but you know, I'm still hopeful. They're still in this game. They just got to hit a few shots to get back in it.
They scored 36 points in the first half. They've only scored 23 here in the second half. Wesley Carnes has just been hounded all night. Like you said, Bethesda has a very deep rotation. They can throw every guy on their team that they possibly can at Wesley Carnes. And Wesley Carnes has been facing bigger defenders, long defenders, athletic defenders, small defenders even. Albeit Julian Newman. He's also faced the likes of Joshua Abrams. Teo Thomas has been.
Absolutely, yeah. And with the tournament coming up, Bethesda's got to be one of the favorites to go all the way. They have a really deep rotation, like you were saying. Scorers everywhere, defenders everywhere. They're going to be one of the favorites coming up in this tournament.
Join us on our West Coast live streams for our NCCA tournament. It'll be interesting to see these teams face off. Hosted here in the Walter Center at West Coast Baptist College. Looking forward to those games. Bethesda will inbound the ball. Edward Spencer handling the rock down low. And Zach Clay has to watch Gallardo coming over for a pick. Teo Thomas gets it out on the wing. Thought about a three-pointer. Julian Newman, guarded by David Goa. Teo Thomas way off right.
Yeah, bad miss. That's not really the type of shot you want to see when you're up by 15.
And time is West Coast's enemy right now. With the clock ticking down, West Coast has to go quick and take some earlier shots in the shot clock. Wesley Carnes goes right over the top of Gallardo for two.
And that's how it starts right there.
Wesley Carnes.
Gallardo in the corner, looking to pass the ball, gets it back to Teo Thomas. Right back to Gallardo. And Gallardo will be off on that three. That'll be offensive foul on number 23, Edward Spencer.
If I'm Bethesda's coach, I'm telling my players to stop taking those type of shots. Hold the ball, take longer offensive possessions, get better shots.
You mentioned the rebounding earlier. That was a good rebound, good box out by Wesley Carnes fighting for that. Wesley's been a good rebounder. He'll get a look for three. Just short on that one. Julian Newman right past Caleb Boothie. Has awesome pace dancing. Gets it to Teo Thomas. We have a travel by number 10, Teo Thomas.
And West Coast has got to cash in points for these turnovers right now.
Bethesda not fully shutting the door on West Coast. 3:50 left to go. 74-61, Bethesda up 13. Henry will handle the rock, gets it back to Teo Thomas. Gallardo will shoot a three, and he'll be off on that attempt. Looking for one. Number 22, Travion Lee will check in the game. Caleb Boothie falling away. David Goa pulls for three. He'll be short on that attempt. Has gotten cold since the first half.
Yeah, and I really want to see Zach Clay post up. I know they have a big man in Gallardo down there, but Zach Clay has the touch. He has the finesse to get down there and score a bucket.
And they did see Zach Clay doing some of that playmaking in that first half. And even early in the second half. Proving wonders for West Coast offense, having him play make in that post position. Julian Newman will hit his third three.
Yeah, as Newman hits that three right there, they're about to put it out of reach right now. West Coast has got to do something quickly.
John Paul Patek set to check in the game, along with Alex South and Franco Murata for West Coast. David Goa way off left on that attempt. Wesley Carnes right up for two. Julian Newman slipped on that attempt. Number 4, Amari Chapel will check in.
Full timeout.
Be interesting to see what Coach Vara goes with. 2:12 left to go. Bethesda up 14, 77-63.
Yeah.
5 fouls between both teams.
I think Vara's going to tell them they got to pick up man. They're going to at least have to pick up half court, if not full court. They got to put pressure on this Bethesda offense. They can't allow any more wide open threes like that.
David Goa and Wesley Carnes have played almost, if not the entire game. So yeah, Wesley Carnes, David Goa, both guys honored for different reasons. David Goa, the senior, Wesley Carnes for 1,000 points, and both of those guys are tired.
Absolutely, and really, those guys are irreplaceable. They don't have other guys, the defender like David Goa, the point scorer like Wes. They need both of those guys on for every second of every game.
I mean, you have sort of those guys. Caleb Luthi, a shorter guard, can shoot the three, play make a little bit, but he's not as quick and he's not as good of a shooter as Wesley. You got Austin Pace. He's a good defender, and he's also got some three-point prowess, but he's not involved in the offense as much, and he's not as big as David Goa either.
And both of those guys are underclassmen. They're going to continue to develop. They're going to continue to get better in these seasons going forward. I'm really excited for Caleb Luthi. He's going to be a good player.
Hopefully he'll be around for a while, along with Austin Pace, the junior, out of Phoenix, Arizona. Him and I sharing a common birthplace. Wesley Carnes inbounds to David Goa, and they're going to have to work quickly in the shot clock if they want any sort of a chance at winning this game. Right on cue, Wesley Carnes pulls up.
And there it is! That's what he's been looking for this whole game.
Caleb Luthi with the steal.
This is what we want to see.
Wesley will pull up for three, and he'll be off on that attempt. The crowd is getting ready to go wild. Austin Pace back out to Wesley Carnes. Carnes working, trying to get another shot, and Luthi will take his hand at a three, and just off on that attempt, the crowd was getting ready to go unwound. Alex South just a little slow there.
And that's a really good foul by Alex South. He had a wide open man under the bucket. Absolutely great foul.
Definitely. It's good to see his basketball IQ just growing since he came to West Coast. First-year player, first-year freshman. This is the first time he's played organized basketball.
Yeah, and you can really tell at the beginning of the season he was a little bit clumsy, a little bit unathletic, but he's really developed into a really good shooter for a big man. He's starting to rebound a bit better. He's got that basketball IQ like you mentioned.
Bethesda will get two at the rim. Wesley Carnes looking to score. Amari Chappell will play good defense on him. Wesley Carnes will inbound the ball. Adrian Dino set to check in the game.
Checking in for Eagles number 41, Adrian Dino.
Another shooter.
And this is another one of those players that has never played organized basketball before coming to West Coast.
David Goa gets it back to Wesley. Wesley will just pull up for three, just long on that attempt. We have another foul. Wesley Carnes will foul Gallardo.
Foul number 11, Carnes.
And West Coast down by 13 right now. You gotta wonder how much longer they're gonna play the foul game until they let it go.
Goes on for Bethesda.
Gallardo will go to the line to shoot.
Eric Gallardo.
He'll make the first one. Not a bad free throw shooter.
Yeah, and that's really valuable for a big man to be able to hit free throws. They're gonna draw a lot of fouls, and for him to be able to hit free throws, that's absolutely clutch, especially in late game situations.
Definitely. Can't play hack-a-shack if your big guy can hit free throws. Alex South will check back into the game for for Austin Pace.
21, Alex South.
15-point lead for Bethesda.
And right now they're just doubling West right now. They got to get a shot up.
And David Goa will pull it again.
He hits.
He's 7-3 of the game.
1, 2, and 3.
That's going to be 21 for David Goa.
On the board, timeout.
All coming from three-point range. He's 7 of 10 or 7 of 11 on the night. It's good to see him get to 20 and get a good scoring night on his senior night.
And this is definitely a night that David Goa is going to remember. As he graduates this year, he's going to remember this night probably for the rest of his life. 20 points in his senior night. How special of a time for him.
Definitely. Always good to see our seniors get some buckets on senior night. And wherever he goes, he'll definitely remember this memory. as he continues to be influential off the court. You know, even though he's not playing organized basketball, I'm sure he will be no stranger to a gym and an orange leather in the future. Pateg will inbound the ball for Bethesda. 12-point lead, 1 minute to go. And David Goa almost crashing in to the scorer's table.
And
Pateg will inbound again.
West Coast operating in the half court now. They got to figure out a way to pick up. Coach Vara screaming, pick up, pick up.
Mari Chappell will work for West Coast getting very aggressive with their defense. They believe they can come back from this 12-point deficit with 54 seconds to go.
Goes line from Bethesda, number 1, John Paul Petit.
Adrian Dino will check back in as well. And Pateg hits the first free throw.
Picking in for the Eagles, number 41, Adrian Dino.
Pateg looking to make his second free throw.
West looking to get a quick shot up here.
And Adrian Dino with the pull.
He hits it!
Adrian Dino!
The crowd liking that three from Adrian. 46 and a half left. Bethesda with an 11-point lead.
Yeah, you got to think that's exactly why Coach Vara checked him in, just for that purpose right there.
Good to see your bench guys being reliable, adding to that bench scoring column as well. Not a lot of minutes, but been impactful so far. Pateg will inbound again for Bethesda, been that primary inbounder so far in this game. Travion Lee is checking the game. David Goa almost had the steal. Amari Chappell will hold the possession. And Alex South will foul Chappell.
Another good foul by West Coast to stop the transition offense.
40.4 left on the clock. Still enough time to get a shot.
Goes line
Bad
from
news
Bethesda,
if
number 4,
Bethesda hits their free throws
Chappell.
here.
Yeah, really a dangerous pass by Bethesda right there. It should have really been picked off by Goa there, just out of reach though. You don't want to see Bethesda throw any more of those passes if you're the coach.
Chappell will lace the first free throw. Chappell, not a bad free throw shooter. Chappell will hit the second. And Wesley Carnes dribbling down, looking for a easy scoring opportunity. Alex South in the corner, hits a three. West Coast scrambling. Chappell loses possession.
Looks like it should have been a foul there.
We have another foul by Alex South.
It looked like they tried to intentionally foul at half court, but the refs didn't give it to him.
And Caleb Luthi saying something to the ref. The ref not liking that.
Number 4, Amari Chappell. .9
26.9 left to go. Bethesda up 10. West Coast hoping for a miracle here. And Chappell will lace his third free throw made in these last couple of minutes.
And this is why they say free throws are so important. Free throws, they don't. When you miss your free throws, you extend the game. When you make them like this, like he is, it's over.
And West Coast has apparently fouled the wrong guy. Amari Chappell has made all 4 of his free throws late. Wesley pulls up quick trigger, way off on that attempt.
And Coach Barr tells him not to foul. This looks like it's going to be the end of the game.
With an out-of-bounds call on Alex South. Coach Barr trying to call a timeout.
Alex South not getting the memo. That's okay, though.
And Bethesda will dribble out the clock. A competitive game, West Coast 75, Bethesda 87, lost by 12 points. Rough game for West Coast, winnable, made a good game. They were gassed by the end of it though, having a shorter rotation for Bethesda.
Yeah, I believe this is the last regular season game for West Coast, and they really played an excellent season. They developed a lot of players. I'm really excited to see Wes come back next year even better. He's had an amazing season, shot efficiently. I'm so excited to see this team grow. Farewell to David Goa. He's had an excellent career here.
And I do believe we have the tournament coming up still, maybe one more game. So I don't know if it's quite the end of the season for these guys, but it's good to see them get some run in at Bethesda University. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for your post-game show and the stats.
Dude, I've never watched this head again. You're not supposed to